If you are a car fan, this car does not need an introduction. But just in case you've been living under a rock for the last few months, since Audi announced that they were bringing this car to our North American markets, this is a 2020 Audi RS6 Avant. Yes, my friends, finally Canada and the US will be privy to what is probably, without a doubt, one of the most exciting cars to come out of Audi Sport in a long time. And I know that sounds not exactly right. I am possibly heavily biased by the fact that I absolutely love station wagons. But this is the one. Look at that face. That is anger, that is power, that is presence, and it's all so beautiful. In fact, the RS6 is a whopping 80 millimeters wider than the regular A6 Avant. In fact, compared to the regular A6 Avant, this car shares only front doors, the roof, and we'll just do a little walk around the other side, and the hatch, which, there you go. This car, I don't know, I feel like I'm talking too much because it speaks for itself. Its beauty and elegance, and yet so much power just sitting there. What's incredible is the way the car was designed. These are the optional 22-inch wheels. Standard are tiny little 21s. They look so well, they look as though they were part of the body on this car. The illusion that these huge wheels give you, or kind of project, is that the car looks smaller than it actually is. Make no mistake, this is a large, mid-size luxury station wagon. But the wheelbase looks shrunken because of the huge wheels. Very little overhang in the back for a station wagon, nil more or less in the front. This car actually has all the options, or just about. I'll tell you a little bit more about that once we get behind the wheel. But one of the options that I'll just show you right now, there's the word ceramic right there. Yeah, behind the 22-inch wheels, which are sublime and absolutely gorgeous. I don't know, can you think of a prettier car? A more versatile, utilitarian car to do it all? In fact, before we even get on the road, I'm going to tell you right now, this, if there was one car, this is that one car. We'll do this just usual pointless quick walk around. So there's a trunk. It's nice, plenty of room. While I walk to the rear, pricing has not yet been announced for this car. It's only available, or will only be available, on the markets in the fall of next year. So we're ways away from knowing what the retail will be. I mean, this quilted leather seats, few options. I don't have all the details, but it looks good, it smells good, it feels good, and obviously the best position is right here. This car actually has the Bang & Olufsen. See, I'll sit in the car, and we're gonna start her up. So this is a new dual screen layout that all the Audis will have, or have going forward, which is at first slightly daunting, but once you get comfortable with the layout of the controls and the semi-hard buttons that are actually available, it works quite well. There's a digital virtual cockpit, which is sublime, completely configurable. That's what you pay big bucks for. Speaking of big bucks, I'm assuming that retail price is going to start at about $130. Yeah, this one has the Bang & Olufsen audio system in it. This is what is noteworthy. Okay, so you have your normal drive select buttons. Okay, so you have efficiency, comfort, auto, dynamic, and then, actually I'll do that again, and then there's RS1, RS2, which are two configurable individual modes, if you will, and they are accessed through this button, which is incredible. So you can have a hyper aggressive, totally relaxed mode, or a somewhere in between, and two versions of that, which is incredible. If I had to complain, storage is a little bit on the low side, but you know, for a family car, I don't know. Fit and finish, totally Audi-esque. Beautiful. I love the continuous dash like that with the integrated vents. This is a true thing of beauty. And my friends, when you have 592 horsepower at your disposal, well, it's at idle right now, and I didn't notice what drive mode it's in, but if you want a V8 in your Audi A6 line, well, this is the only one you'll get. Yeah, okay. This is wow. Okay, so it's time to go for a little drive, and it's good. It's really good. All right, so the part, I got this. There we go. The part that we all want to know about the 2020 Audi RS6 is, how does it drive? How fast is it? How capable is this large, mid-size, luxury, sporty station wagon? I'm pretty sure whatever you're thinking this car can do, it can do. I'm confirming that this car has a breadth of abilities that is huge. There is one key factor to enabling that. I'll get to that in a moment. I mean, the specs themselves, we know, twin turbocharged 4-liter V8, 592 horsepower between 6 and 6,200 RPM, 590 pound-feet of torque between 2050 and 4,500 RPM, 8-speed automatic transmission. In other words, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 3.6 seconds. Yes, 3.6 seconds. So this car is immensely fast. All of our testers that we've had the absolute pleasure of driving today are all pretty much set up the same. They all have the RS Dynamic Package Plus, which means it has the ceramic brakes, which are gargantuan, like 440 millimeters up front, if I'm not mistaken, with the 22-inch wheels. They all have the Quattro Sport rear differential, which will be an option with the package. Obviously, I just said that. I'm here with you. I'm a little distracted by the car, to be quite honest. What am I missing? There's another element. Oh, four-wheel steering. Now, four-wheel steering is one of the two elements that make a huge difference in this car. With the RS Dynamic Package Plus, it's included. You have to take it. Period. I've said this before in other reviews of cars that have available all-wheel steering, and it just shrinks the car down to a far more manageable size. This is a large mid-size station wagon, and steering response is like exponentially amplified. I mean, there is a little bit of feedback through the steering wheel, but what happens is the precision and the speed of the response is, don't shoot me, but it's kind of like Miata NA style, where it's so immediate that you almost don't feel it, but you feel it. I don't think I'm making any sense, but anyway, the ceramic brakes on this thing are just incredible. I mean, we're driving fairly quickly through the canyon roads in Southern California, and so we're on throttle, off throttle, on brakes, off brakes, and there is zero fade to speak of. Brake pedal response is immediate, and that was an E63 wagon. Oh, that would have been nice. But anyway, so yeah, four-wheel steering. So earlier this morning, I should say, the car we drove had the dynamic suspension. This car, and standard with the RS6, is an air suspension, or an adaptive air suspension. And after what we've driven, the roads that we've been on, by far, this is the better choice. Unless perhaps if you live in, wow, okay, the electronic nannies just decided that it wanted to stop. I hate these systems. But anyway, back to the air suspension. When you leave it in comfort or auto, the car just brilliantly figures out that, or the suspension figures out what it needs to do. And even in comfort, I mean, the car stays relatively flat. The tires are always doing exactly what you want them to be doing. and the ride quality is impeccable. Seriously impeccable, even driven this way. When you begin to push it and you start playing with your dynamic select setup, the dampers just, well, kind of limits a little bit of the body roll. They limit their travel and give you everything you absolutely need when you want to take it on a track for an event, track event, call it whatever you will. So the air suspension, which is standard, brilliantly, is one of the key elements that makes this car feel comfortable like a luxury car and track focused like most sports cars and many supercars, in fact. I mean, I'm in auto right now, and look at this. This is just beautiful. And the rear sport differential is just figuring out where to send the power, keeping us on the perfect trajectory. This is an incredible car. This is it the be all end all? Shoot, I think so. It's comfortable, it's sporty, spacious. It'll be pricey, but when you factor in everything this car can do, I want an RS6. And I'm sure that the vast majority of you want an RS6 too. And I'm confirming to you right now that you want it even more than you think. I wish I had about $130,000. I wish.